Here we have something from ZapBox. This is essentially like the virtual reality, mixed reality kit that allows you to enjoy it without having to spend the thousands of pounds on, well, a mixed reality kit from one of the bigger, larger companies that you may have heard of. We're going to have a quick look and see what exactly is in here, what it entails and what it does. So this little box contains your very own ZapBox mixed reality kit, some clever pieces of cardboard that allows you to merge the physical and digital using the power of your smartphone. Essentially it sounds a bit like Google Cardboard, but there might be some big differences. So we have A, B and C written down here. I'm not entirely sure why, but we'll look into that later on. So, no, there's another little thing here just to cause confusion. This works out to be about $30 for this ZapBox. $30, about 20 quid, maybe 25 pounds. And already we have a checkers board with little dots in the middle of it, which are kind of fun to look at because it's an optical illusion, I guess. Welcome to your new ZapBox. Here's what's inside. We've got world point codes. ZapBox comes with 8 world point codes in total. You place these around the place to create the world. We have cardboard controllers that, well, are our controllers. A lens adapter that turns it into essentially a wide-angle lens. Should be interesting with my phone, which has a wide-angle lens. Lens spacers to make it a bit more universal for all phones because some of them have bumps, some of them don't. The headset, which you fold together and slip your phone into. A head strap, seems fairly self-evident what that does. The calibration grid, which is this, and some safety instructions. And these are the safety instructions. Beware of your surroundings. Take frequent breaks. This is not a toy. Okay. It's permeable, made of water. Do not submerge or use in the bath. Adult supervision required. Allergy advice. Take precautions. Flammable. That scares it. Test adhesive. Right, okay. So everything's wrong with it. Okay. So here we go. These are the point codes that you, I'm guessing, stick around, or maybe these are the point codes actually. Yes. We have left and right assembly instructions. Okay. These are the point codes that you stick all over the room. Stick all over the room. These will be the controllers. They're not exactly Oculus Rift, but they still are kind of cool. But giving these to a child, though, I can't imagine they're going to last too long. It's not cheap cardboard, it's good quality cardboard, but I guess one of the big problems is that these aren't designed to last too long. There's some complicated intricacies up there as well, which make that work. It's kind of nice just to see something that's cardboard works so well, that's so refined. Okay, so this will be our headset that we put together. This will be the strap. Oops. Which is the only thing that doesn't appear to be cardboard. The lens adapter for turning it into a wide-angle lens on your phone, which is kind of nice to have at any rate. Just slip it on your phone and away you go. Some silica, not for consumption, and that's about it. Right, so where do we begin? Okay, so it says down here how to build. Go to ZapWorks. Head to it's a mixed reality headset. You'd think they'd give you a QR code or something like that. Instead you have to go and type it into the internets. Right, we have the ZapBox application here. It's got 2.9 stars after a whole 8 reviews. It's got 5k downloads, PEGI 3, and install. It's good, but it lacks content to be able, but you can create your own. Oh, very important there. So unlimited content. Really good. Spelt poorly, but needs more content. Okay, so we'll grab that. And there we have it. Welcome to ZapBoxer. Get started. Pair ZapBox. Well, I was hoping you would tell me how to build it first. That would be great. Maybe not. Right, so we're on our own. How hard can it be? Right. Right, so I'm guessing we folded this up like that. Then we bring this around and there's three bits of Velcro. So that sits like that. And does this come up here? Use cutout to interact with your device. Right, so that goes somewhat like that. Right, so you must be able to put your finger up there to be able to hit things on the screen if you need to. So I'm just, for purposes of demonstration, I'm going to try putting my phone into it straight up to see that works okay. Right, so it does, it fits in there. Covers up the biometrics ever so slightly, but that's okay. It's a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, so it's big enough to be able to take one of the biggest phones in the market at the moment, which is a good sign. There's a QR code there. I'm wondering if that's probably for pairing your phone to the cardboard box. So if we hit pair ZapBox, I'm hoping version 1 or version 2. I think this is version 1. It looks like that. If we do this, oh, show us a controller. I haven't built the controllers yet. Are these the top for the controllers? Right, L and R. That has an L on it, so this has an L on it, so they must be connected in some way. I'm just going to start pushing these out. Hopefully that works. Assembly instructions are here. ZapBox setup. Right, how to build your ZapBox. Assemble your ZapBox set. Download the ZapBox app. Create the map. Hints and tips. Right, we need to assemble. Ooh, there's a video on Vimeo. Okay, so according to the video, we take this bit out first, but very gently. Right, and then we fold these. Okay, so we got that in, and then we fold this around like so. And then we push this down like that, and like that, so it becomes a bit more of a hexagon. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Throw that in there. Well, it wasn't so bad actually. I watched that in the video thinking, that's probably going to be a lot harder than it seems. That still works. I do like that actually, whenever something in cardboard just works so smoothly and easily. That's cool. Okay, so now we need to pull out this bit, and I started here in the demonstration video, so I'm just going to start there too. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, so we got that out, and we have to fold it into like a cup kind of affair, with this little tab going in through here, like so. Fold these down, and then they all link together with little tabs, so it becomes a almost an orb, but not quite. And then we take this and we push it through here, like so. And then we force these together. And then once that's all in and round, and it just seems to be popping out every once in a while, we force these down into the top. Right, that top bit was kind of frustrating. It kept popping out all around the sides and things like that. Right, so apparently this bit sorts it all out. We fold this out. So, and then we put this down the top, and it better not bloody well pop apart. That was a little bit frustrating. It was. I'll be honest with you, that was a little bit frustrating. I'm sure the people in the factories or whoever developed this are going, "Ah, it's a doddle, you can do it." But I'm not looking forward to doing the other one because it was a bit of a pain. Thankfully, this piece of cardboard is holding it all together, but it could have been easier. Right, next one. Right, second one went together a little better, but it's not quite straight. It's not an easy job for someone with larger fingers. Maybe it's better for smaller fingers. Well, they're not exactly symmetrical, but they're together. Right, so next up we take these things out, which you pull out like this. There we go. So they're big round discs with various different patterns on them. And then these are used as well. These are the lens spacers. They're for iOS devices, right? Okay. And then these are lens spacers for Android devices. So the idea here is you take your Android device and you use this over one of the lenses so that you can place this on it. Because as you can see, it doesn't fit on quite perfectly, but it'll be a lot more snug if you have a lens. But no, I guess on the S10 Plus you have to try and work out which lens you're working from. And in the case of the S10, it's the middle one is the standard lens. Okay, so now we have that with the wide angle lens. Beside the wide angle lens that's already on the S10, but I'm using this for demonstration purposes. I'm sure I'll be able to use the wide angle lens that's in here for the device, but there, it works. It sits over it, and these lenses are pretty popular. You can buy them off Amazon. There's all kinds of different ones, zoom lenses, macro lenses, and that sort of thing. So it's a very standard lens, and it's a fully working method of setting it in place. With a little bit of cardboard, feels unnecessary, but it actually gives it a bit of a snug clip feel to it. So yeah, okay, well, it's in place. So now we place the phone in here and then close this over. And we can't get to the power button. Brilliant. So that's what it should look like when all is said and done. Right, so now we're in. You can see the real wide angle lens effect there happening. We have to pair with a controller. Go Team Orange! Ah, that's why in the demonstration video some of them are blue. Calibrate camera. Ah, you can use lens or no lens. I'm going to go with no lens because it's in the way. Open the box. and locate the grid on the bottom of your lid. It's quite difficult to get it into the angle that it's looking for whilst being on camera. I do apologise. Okay, so we've got it all done. Build a map. Okay, so it's saying not ready, but if I hold it over that, it detects one of these little doohickeys, and there we go, 2 little doohickeys being detected by it. Ah, now they've turned green, so it's building a map. So I'll go and set these around the room. Right, built our map, and it's asking us to choose an experience. All I did was throw those little round things down on the floor. It picked up 2 of them, and it carried on with those 2. There's 4 on the floor, but it didn't seem to recognise the other 2. I'll worry about that later. So we've got Aquarium, Mission to Mars, the Claw, ZapBox Pop, Xylophone, and Mini Golf. And that appears to be downloading it. That must be for us to put it into the box. Right, okay, so you can't quite see, it's a bit pointless doing this. We might be able to do it. So if I put that out like that, we should be able to see, yes, we are turning it into a mini golf area. And once that's up, we can bring this in. Oh. The problem is the distance. You can see there is a golf course there, and if we get, it's all works with gyroscopes and angles and things like that, so I can't quite get the right angle, and we're too close to it for it to be of any use, but you get the idea. This controller turns into a club, a putter. Okay, so best I can do right now is show you this. This is a screenshot through the view of the viewfinder. You can see there is the controller here, and then it's the golf club, and that's the view through the other lens, obviously. And you can play mini golf. It's really glitchy, you know. It moves a phenomenal amount when you have it attached to your head. So the course itself doesn't sit flat on the floor, despite these are stationary. It zooms right up into your face and then back down again really quickly in the blink of an eye. So it's a bit disjointed, but that's me with it for 5 seconds, you know. And I'm trying to get screenshots at the same time, just to prove that it does actually work. So I'm going to have to go away and spend some time with it and test out those other environments as well and see exactly how these work. But for the money, 30 quid. This is a bit of a pain in the ass to put together, but it's a good piece of cardboard. It's a decent piece of cardboard, and it's exciting to see what they're actually doing. That other companies are still trying to take mixed reality forward, despite the fact at Google I/O in 2019 Google didn't mention anything to do with VR in any capacity, which is a bit of a concern, but it's still there, it's developed, or it's developing, and the likes of this at 30 bucks, about £25. Some people may scoff and say that's a ridiculous amount of money to pay for some pieces of cardboard. However, the whole platform as well right now has been developed and they've put a lot of effort into making some environments for you to play with. Maybe they're not the most appealing, you know, playing a xylophone might not be the most appealing, but you can see there's the wood of the xylophone. Obviously we need to change this so it goes into the grid, or move this further away on the unboxing table. It's just far too close. There's plenty to play with so far, and hopefully they'll just expand it more and more. They put a special effort into making it as compatible as possible for as many phones and possibly tablets as well. No, it won't work on tablets because they're not going to fit in the headset. What am I talking about? And it's relatively easy to get up and running, which is relatively decent, and you can build this with your kids. Although they have to be careful, and I can't imagine these lasting too long. That might make them a nice stocking filler or a Christmas gift for a kid who's a wee bit interested in this sort of thing, or just a proof of concept. So I'm going to go away and have a play with this and see what the others are like and try and get it working fully, and I'll post my thoughts on techaddicts.uk in the future. Let me know if you have any questions by sticking them in the comments box down below. Hit that subscribe button and give us a wee thumbs up if you fancy, and other than that, take care.